Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. And today I have another video for you guys from Swagkage, and this one was requested, called What If Madara Won? Now, I've always been interested in what ifs, always asking the question, what if this happened or what if this happened? I think that's part of the fun of, what if questions when it comes to certain series that we all love. And this is actually a very, very interesting question. What if Madara Uchiha did win at the end? What would happen? What would it mean for the story moving forward? Now, with all of that said, let's go ahead and watch the video. And let me just check the volume. And it should be
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Swagkage here, and welcome to
Sorry, it's a bit loud. Let me just lower the volume a bit. Okay, there we go.
today's video, where we're going to be talking about my boy Madara Uchiha again. I've got his cock buried deep in my throat. As you can hear, I have my buddy here, Clyde the Weeaboo. Say hi, everybody.
What's up? I'm getting a suck of that dick too. That fucking
Yeah.
save some for me.
No, we both have a big fat boner for him. But anyway, so
It was Father's Day yesterday, wasn't it? So like, I was looking at my Madara shrine, jerking off a couple times. Love you, daddy.
yeah, Madara's great. But really quick, before we start the video, I've promoted this guy before. He is a friend of ours. He hit Clyde up on Instagram a little while ago. And he started talking back and forth, then he hit me up on Twitter, and he has a site called Fanimals.com. You can check it out. I have a link for it in the description. And so he sells like anime merch. The coolest thing I think that he has on there is a Sharingan fidget spinner, which is just like, I just think that's awesome. You can go get one of those. You can get like a...
I mean, is anyone honestly playing with fidget spinners anymore? Because I think those pretty much died. Anyway, nothing against his friend or anything, but why don't we just go ahead and skip? There we go.
You don't have to buy it. Anyways, onto the video. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about what would have happened if Madara won. Didn't get wrecked by Zetsu after...
Yeah, none of that shit. That was
infinite
fucking stupid.
Tsukuyomi. So I'll go ahead and let you start out, Clyde, because I've been talking for a really long time.
All right. Well, we've been talking about it for a couple of hours, and I've stroked Madara's dick pretty darn firmly. But
yeah, most people think like I'm the biggest Madara stan like on this entire fucking website, but I was actually trying to be as fair as possible to Madara's future opponents, and Clyde was just like, "Nah, I'm not having it."
Not happening. Dude, Madara shits on everyone. Madara's the best. Madara.
Crouch down like a slab.
We have to explain why. Well, I mean, Kishimoto literally said in an interview, well, you see, everybody has weaknesses, right? Like, everybody has something you can exploit. Everybody has, like, a flaw. Like, there's just something about everybody that you can look at. You can be like, I got it, and capitalize on it. Madara, unfortunately, he doesn't have...
Yeah, he ain't got none of that. He ain't got none.
So, this is interesting. I had someone in my comments say this, actually, when I in a previous video, stated that, Kishimoto himself even kind of admitted that he basically made Madara too strong, and the person in the comments said that he didn't actually say that. He said that Madara didn't have any weaknesses. And while that's true, that is what he technically said, it's kind of the same thing as admitting that, yeah, Madara he basically made him so powerful that it's hard to really picture the protagonist beating him. I mean, it's kind of what I was trying to get at. Like, I know that he technically actually said that he doesn't have any weaknesses to exploit, but that's you could say that that's almost the same thing as saying that this person was so strong, like the protagonist couldn't beat him, which to me honestly kind of makes you wonder, because okay, wait, you thought the characters had trouble dealing with Madara, then why would you introduce a character who was even stronger than Madara? You know what I mean? Because Kaguya is stronger than Madara. I know there's a lot of people out there who probably don't want to admit that, but no, Kaguya is confirmed to be stronger than Madara.
None of that. I mean, Itachi did state.
I don't know
when Itachi said against Nagato, he's like, I mean, everybody has a weakness, but Madara.
Itachi clearly hasn't met Madara before. He thought Obito and Madara were the same person. Obviously not prepared.
Well, I mean, Itachi would have won the war, didn't you know that?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh yeah,
that's why he
obviously.
back. Accuracy. But so that statement aside, Madara, okay, let me go ahead and talk about some things that people like to bring up, like Naruto being stronger than Madara because he kind of butt fucked him, like cream pied him right after getting the Sage of Six Paths buff. But this was Madara who had just like fresh off the block from fighting Guy, had no idea that Naruto had these crazy Jesus powers, and hadn't absorbed the God Tree or gotten both of his Rinnegan back. He was heavily nerfed, heavily weak, and wasn't even considering trying against this
That's
kid.
true. That's
He
true.
literally
Again,
stepped straight out of the ring with a fight with 8 Gates Guy, like the big dog. And then Naruto's all like, "Yeah, what's up? What's up?" Jumps him. Like,
he looked like he was in his base form too, so I can't blame Madara for being surprised by this. So that's like, I don't even know why.
That's not an argument at all.
yeah, that's true. And again, this is something that I've said before, and I feel like I need to kind of keep reiterating, is that Madara throughout the war arc, especially when he got his six paths power up, was not actually trying. He thought he was completely untouchable, that nobody could even pose a threat to him. And like I said, Naruto looked like he was in his base. Now, a lot of people might say that, well, yeah, here's the thing, Naruto, that it's only when Naruto has the QB chakra cloak on that he's activated six path sage mode. That's not true, because you see this is the indication that he's in six path sage mode, this and this alone. The chakra cloak is just something that he stacks on top of it. Just because I know there's a lot of people out there who like to make that mistake. So you can understand why Madara would sort of not take him seriously, because you think, okay, well, what can this kid do in his base now that he's basically been removed of his tailed beast? Which, by the way, I don't think he knew that Naruto was given the other half of Kurama. I think that he probably thought that Obito still had it, just like with chakra from the other tailed beast that he took from him. So yeah, again, Madara was not taking this seriously at all. And also, like they said, he just got done fighting Guy, another character who he also was not taking seriously.
That's like, he was underestimating him, and he had no idea what powers he had just gotten. That's a bullshit argument.
And he was also much weaker. You can make the argument that Madara did absorb the God Tree immediately afterwards because he was getting pressed by Naruto, and that's another point that I'm going to harp on. You can actually tell when Madara is aware that he's being overwhelmed, because after fighting for a bit with that newly buffed up Naruto.
Also, something that I want to point out that I don't see a lot of people mentioning when it comes to this, specifically when he threw the magma style Rasen Shuriken at him. Why didn't Madara just use the Rinnegan to absorb it? Like, yeah, I know it was a Sage Art enhanced technique, so it should affect him, but he still has the Rinnegan. He could have just absorbed it, and yet for some reason he took it. I don't know why that's the case, and I think that it kind of boils down to what I think I've mentioned in previous videos, where Kishimoto sort of has characters conveniently forget that they can do things, like, absorb chakra with the Rinnegan, and he'll just have them conveniently forget they can do things, because if that's the case, then this should never have been a problem. Madara could have just put his hand out and just absorbed it. It never should have even been a problem, and yet he just stood there and took it. Which, again, you could say is probably a case of him underestimating Naruto, but you would think that the second it got close to him and he realized, wait, this thing could actually affect me, he would put out his hand and just use the Rinnegan to absorb it. And yet, didn't. just something I wanted to point out.
Madara does seem a little bit concerned. He's like, whoa, what happened? What did Obito do to this kid? Why is he so powerful? And you see this look of concern on his face, and then he absorbs the God Tree. But after that point, he doesn't look the slightest bit frightened. And one thing a lot of people bring up is, well, Sasuke is super fast. He's way faster than Madara. He speed blitzed him, and, well, one of those times was because of the fact that he can teleport with his Rinnegan. The other time, Madara, A, did not have both of his Rinnegan, and B, did not give a shit that Sasuke snuck up on him from behind and cut him in half.
I was going to say, if you guys recall that exact scene, Madara didn't actually really care that much. He was just surprised that they got new abilities, and he was flying away, and then he's like, oh, no, I've been cut
he
in
got
half.
Kakashi's eye. He popped it in, and
like,
he was just
shit.
oh, Sasuke sure is fast now. He doesn't even say, oh, shit, or what a shame, or any of that. He's just like, Sasuke sure is fast now, in his head. Doesn't seem very concerned at all. And then he just goes into the Kamui dimension, takes his eye back, and then he comes out, activates the infinite Tsukuyomi, and he's like, all right, guys are getting on my nerves. You resisted the effects of it. Now I guess I have to kill you. Didn't really want to do it, but you leave me with no choice. As soon as Madara was about to start
he says to him, he literally says to him, he's like, all right, I gave you the extra 5 minutes on the playground. It's time to go home. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And he's
Because, like, I mean, you could have just been trapped in the infinite Tsukuyomi and been fine with it, but obviously that wasn't good enough for you, so... let's get this going, boys. Buckle up. And then after that, I mean, like, available to him. I've talked about this, I think, in a couple videos before, but Madara has his perfect Susanoo, which he did not use. He has all of the Rinnegan powers, like Shinra Tensei, Bancho Tenin, Jibaku Tensei, the Diva Path, not even like Nagato, but the Diva Path, which isn't as strong as Nagato, can blow up the whole fucking Leaf Village with Shinra Tensei. Imagine what Madara could do with Shinra Tensei. And Sasuke wasn't fully used to using his Rinnegan yet, so he wouldn't be able to react.
That was like a gas station Shinra Tensei. That wasn't even like top notch. That was legit. Just like
a fucking big gulp Shinra
And again,
Tensei.
this is interesting because if you think about it, the Diva Path, which they confirmed isn't as strong as Nagato, has enough power to destroy the Leaf Village with Shinra Tensei. Imagine what characters like Momoshiki and Sasuke, who both have the Rinnegan, well, used to, because ironically enough, both of theirs got destroyed. Imagine what characters as powerful as them could do with Shinra Tensei. Like, it's insane just how freaking broken the Rinnegan actually is.
Nothing. Like, Madara would straight, like, clear out an entire country if he was going full power with that thing. Oof.
Yeah, exactly. I can't see Naruto or Sasuke
And I was
surviving
gonna say, just to quickly clarify, you mentioned the perfect Susanoo's before. Yes, he can fucking use it. He just decided not to use it because he was literally stroking his cock the entire war. He just wanted to dick around with everybody.
The perfect Susanoo, then I can't see why.
There's no reason why.
Of course.
Why would Madara nerf himself? He can use it. He just decided not to. It's like saying he can't use Fire Style anymore.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, just because he didn't do it, right? Yeah, he didn't use the perfect Susanoo because, like, he didn't need to. He only busted out the perfect Susanoo against Hashirama in base, and that's it.
And Kishimoto said that, like, one of the weeks during the manga's run, he said, I don't know how to kill Madara, so it's pretty obvious that he was nerfing Madara on purpose because...
Yeah, well, he wasn't using all of the abilities available to him. He can absorb all ninjutsu with the Rinnegan. And, I mean, granted, Sasuke does share all of Madara's Rinnegan abilities, but A, Sasuke wasn't sure how to use them at this point, wasn't fully aware anyway, and B... Madara has a Sage of Six Paths mode with truth-seeking orbs, so I'm sure he can counter Sasuke's Rinnegan powers just fine. I mean, like, what the fuck could they do? It's like, they have, like, Madara said himself. All right, so, Naruto, you have Six Paths Sage mode. Sasuke, you have Rinnegan. Well, I have both of those things, so... and I'm, like, 10 times as old as both of you. I think we can put that debate to rest. I just cannot see them topping Madara. You know, like, Sasuke did not speed blitz Madara. Madara just did not give a shit. He wasn't trying. And, if he was concerned by Sasuke's speed, like he was visibly about Naruto's new speed and power when Naruto first got that power up, you would have seen a different reaction, but you didn't. I'm kind of repeating myself now.
No. But, like, here's the deal. All right. He wasn't even facing off against Sasuke in that scene, so he obviously just allowed it to happen because he didn't care. And in the Naruto bit, he got caught off guard. Like, Naruto jumped into a fight that wasn't his, so, like...
I think it's a safe bet that they would get Kakarunio'd. So this is all assuming, of course, Zetsu doesn't stab Madara in the back. Let's just say Zetsu tries to stab Madara in the back, and Madara, as he should have, sees Zetsu with one of his Limbo clones from behind, and he's like, yeah, none of that. Fuck off.
Fuck out of here with that bitch.
Yeah, I still have no idea why that didn't happen.
Would have slapped Zetsu,
and again, even if it's not the Limbo clones, the fact that he has Six Paths Sage mode, the same ability that Naruto has. Naruto at that point was able to sense the Limbo clones, which are confirmed to be in their own separate dimension. And yet you're telling me Madara couldn't sense an attack coming from behind him? Like, that makes no goddamn sense.
Then Naruto and Sasuke would have gotten the same treatment, and then that would have been that. Infinite Tsukuyomi would have happened. But more interestingly is, like, the subject is that we wanted to talk about is what would happen after all this. If Madara, won, beat them. But let's talk about fucking the Zetsus and shit, because, like, he would have to worry about, the Infinite Tsukuyomi turning people into Zetsu and shit. But...
Yeah, well, we did. I said to Swag before, I'm like, well, he would be watching them with his eyes, and he would notice the chakra would change.
He would just be like, hold on a second. Because it's stated that the Infinite Tsukuyomi affects people's chakra and, like, slowly turns them into Zetsu. And he'd be like, hold on just a second. And then he would see what's going on exactly with his Rinnegan, and he'd be like, oh,
Inspect the gadget shit.
Let me just fucking fix that. Let me tweak how the infinite Tsukuyomi works real quick, and that would be that. So no need to worry about the Zetsu. Even if that couldn't happen, let's just assume it could. If he couldn't fix the infinite Tsukuyomi and he realized what was going on, he'd be like, oh, fuck. This just went straight down the fucking toilet. Guess I get
done goofed.
goofed. My bad, everybody. Let me Rinne Tensei everybody I killed, and that would be that. But assuming that doesn't happen, it'd be just fine. Everybody would be in their paradise. And so here are the 3 hypothetical scenarios we have after this. Madara would fight against Hagoromo, presumably, because Hagoromo would just be like, well, fuck, I guess I have to fight you now. He would fight against Toneri, and he would fight against Momoshiki and Kinshiki. So Hagoromo gets stomped, like, no question about that, because I mean, like, he's weakened because he gave Naruto and Sasuke powers.
Madara would bend him over his knee and slap him on the ass. Yeah,
like, again, he can only stay for a short period of time, like on some Super Saiyan 3 Goku shit.
So just out of curiosity, based on how, see, the problem is that we don't really know how powerful Hagoromo actually is. So the question, you know what, I want to throw the question to you guys. If Hagoromo were to fight Madara after him beating Naruto and Sasuke and trapping them in the infinite Tsukuyomi, as well as Kakashi and Sakura, who do you think would win? Like, realistically. And remember, think about all of the abilities that the infinite Tsukuyomi affords. Kaguya was able to absorb chakra from all of the people she kept trapped in the infinite Tsukuyomi and basically add it to her. So realistically, Madara should be able to do the same thing. Now, do you think Madara, who is the 10 Tails Jinchuriki, has 6-pass Sage Mode, has a Truth-Seeking Orbit, has the Rinnegan, has the Rinne Sharingan in his forehead, which, remember, Kaguya was able to perform all of those abilities thanks to the Rinne Sharingan. So who do you think realistically between the two would win? I'm going to ask you guys that question. Let me know in the comments.
He's like, again, he's weakened because he gave Naruto.
And also, like they said, Hagoromo would not be able to stay on Earth for very long. Because remember, he's dead. And he himself said the only reason why I was able to get to Earth is because, you know, people... Kishimoto said that in this universe, all chakra is connected. And he was able to make his way to Earth, or into, let's say, Naruto and Sasuke's psyches, I guess you could call it, that whole mind palace thing that they have, is because they were able to recreate his chakra here on Earth, even after he passed away. Like, Madara recreated his chakra when he became the 10 Tails Jinchuriki, and then, of course, when he awakened the Rinnegan by combining his and Hashirama's chakra, who were the current reincarnates of Indra and Ashura at the time. And then later on with Naruto, because he had all the chakra of the tailed beasts, recreating the chakra of the 10 Tails, which was in Hagoromo, and so they have that connection. And with Sasuke, because he received chakra from Hashirama, and then Hashirama's chakra mixed with his, who Sasuke is the current reincarnate of Indra, Hashirama a former reincarnate of Ashura, mixed together forming Hagoromo's chakra, so Hagoromo was able to connect to Sasuke, but that connection can only keep him there for so long. Because eventually the connection will start to fade and he'll have to go back to the afterlife.
Naruto and Sasuke, like, all of his power. Yeah, it's, like, looking really bad for him. I don't even think we need to argue about this. Hagoromo just gets shit on. He would probably have to start summoning people from the afterlife like he did with all of the Kage just to fight against Madara, and that wouldn't work out too well.
Oh, that would be bad. Especially because it's like, you know, base form Madara alone dealt with the 5 Kage like they were trash. Imagine what Rikudo Madara would do.
Yeah, weakened Edo base Madara, no less. So.
Ooh, yeah, that would be a slaughterhouse. That would be like World Stars type shit. You'd have people yelling out on the streets, World Star, World Star.
So Toneri is actually a pretty fun. It is a pretty fun fucking subject to talk about, because for some reason people think Toneri is as strong as Madara, even though that was never stated in the movie. And Toneri lost to Biju Sage Mode Naruto when Naruto clearly still has his Sage of 6 Pass Mode. Like, you can tell he has the pigmentation around the eyes, which he does not have when you use Sage of 6 Pass Mode. So Toneri is kind of like fodder if we're talking the realm of fucking Madara. But
and also, you got to remember, Toneri would not have the Tenseigan, because the only reason why he had that is because he stole Hanabi's eyes and then implanted them into his, and then the Byakugan mixed with his Otsutsuki chakra, which gave birth to the Tenseigan. He wouldn't have that in this situation. It would just be him alone. Now, Toneri being an Otsutsuki is still pretty damn strong, but nowhere near as strong as he was when he had the Tenseigan. And even that wasn't enough to take out, like they said, Biju's Sage Mode Naruto. Now, you could say that one of the reasons is that, you know, the plot needs Naruto to win, so Naruto won. But yeah, it happened, so Yeah, Toneri, I'm sorry, would not be able to win. Although you could say that he did fight a stronger version of Naruto, but still, yeah, I would say that Madara would probably get stronger as the years go by because he would start to learn more and more about his abilities. He would start to perfect it and refine it. And yeah, I think it's plausible to say that Madara would get even stronger as time goes by, as he starts to master his abilities more and more. So yeah, yeah, I don't think Toneri would be able to do anything.
But give him some credit, like he can cut the moon in half and shit. He does have the similar powers to the Rinnegan with the Tensei Gun with his ability to push and pull shit. I mean, like he can use people as puppets, all that sort of stuff. But if Madara 1 have access to, that would just like it just null and voids the whole debate. You don't even have to talk about whether Madara could beat Toneri. Madara would have two paths of pain that are unstoppable.
And guess who they are?
Naruto and Sasuke. And if he really wanted to go overboard, right, he would also have Obito with his double Mangekyo Sharingan, enhanced by his Madara's six paths chakra. And you know, it could be like, well, Obito wouldn't be able to use his Sharingan powers because Madara's Rinnegan. Like, no, he doesn't have an actual Rinnegan like this. His
It'd be like pain, like the paths of pain,
like
yeah, just like the paths of pain. If people are confused, because like that means like Naruto would also have the Rinnegan too in that sense, because it would transmit to all of the paths.
So he has these new paths of pain of his, and so he's got like Sasuke with all of the Rinnegan powers, his perfect Susanoo, Amaterasu, Fire Style, Naruto with the six paths abilities, and Obito with the unstoppable Kamui. He has Naruto and Sasuke who are alone going to fucking shit on Toneri. Like, no questions about it. And then Madara has all of his great powers, like, you know, Truth-Seeking Orb, Chibaku Tensei, Bansho Teni, Shinra Tensei, you know, Soul Absorption, Fire Style, Wood Style, Lightning Style. Oh yeah, not to mention Limbo, you know, his 4 invisible clones that you can't see unless you have a Rinnegan or say just...
And it can, like, literally one-shot tail beast, like, fucking...
Okay, yeah, it's pretty damn insane.
In base, they can one-shot tail beast. Toneri gets... Yeah, he gets cucked.
I'm sorry, Toneri doesn't do anything.
Toneri can do against Naruto, Sasuke, Obito, and Madara.
He'd be like swinging that moon cutter attack around like a fucking fly swatter, and he'd be missing, and then he would just get absolutely stomped because he'd have Naruto and Sasuke zipping around him like light speed, crazy ass, like people on crack, and then you got Madara sitting over there literally jerking off while it's happening, like, oh yeah.
All of his wood clones and stuff, just walking around with perfect six paths Susanoo.
He would honestly, he would be so bored at that point from sitting around that he would try and make the fight last as long as possible. Like he would just toy with Toneri.
Do you want me to give you some of my chakra? Like, come on, like make this fun for me, please. Like, I'll heal you.
Imagine the shit talking.
Oh man.
He would embarrass Toneri. Toneri would
get. He wouldn't even be trying to shit talk. He would actually be like, dude, I'm so bored. Like, he wouldn't even realize it. He would just be bored from years of fucking sitting around. And he has all of the chakra that he needs from the people trapped in the infinite...
Yes, exactly.
...siphon, if he so chooses. So, I mean, like, Toneri gets, like, fodderized, bro. It's not even fucking funny. This would be, like, such a dick slap.
Honestly, he just absolutely stomps. Like, there's no contest. Toneri would throw a fit like what he did against Naruto. He'd start screaming, going crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It'd just be really bad. Like, there's no more... I can't say it in any more ways than that. But Swagkage, why would Toneri be your first place? What would you be? I don't fucking know. He comes down from the moon.
No. Here's the deal. Well, here's the deal. All right. The fact that Naruto in the movie was able to take on Toneri like that, if you're saying that Naruto right there could take Madara six paths with like fully powered both eyes, not today.
Yeah, Biju Sage mode, not even six paths mode. LOL. Yeah, so there's that. But again, people are like, why would you be in the first place? I don't fucking know. Like, he wants the Tensei Gun, so Toneri wouldn't even have the Tensei Gun to fight Madara because he would.
There'd be no Byakugan for him to take, and also when it comes to why Toneri would even be on Earth in the first place, I can see him coming down because the reason why he even did all of that stuff in the first place is because he wanted to do the whole protecting. Like following Hamura's will and all that stuff, even though he's completely misconstruing what Hamura actually said and what he actually wanted. So for that, I can see him, you know, coming down to earth and all that. But yeah, he wouldn't have the Tensei Gun, and he wouldn't have this chakra mode.
would he still come anyway? Because he'd be bored as fuck.
He would come to try and get the Tensegan and realize that the whole world is under modern.
All right. This is what would happen. No, this is what would happen. All right, they'd square off, and Madara would be like, all right, well, what?
Yeah,
he would give him the Byakugan and stuff.
Cell shit. Yeah, he would be like on some Vegeta versus Cell shit. Like
it is. That's exactly what he'd do. He'd be like, yeah, go on, go perfect form, and there, go on.
Let me see it. I guarantee it is not as long or beautiful as mine.
Go on, whip it out. Go on, stroke it. Yeah, let me see that.
And then he would summon Naruto and Sasuke and just be like, "Get these two, then we'll talk. Then we'll talk about you actually fighting me."
He'd be like, "Well, here's your first challenge."
I don't think we need to keep going on about the slaughter that Madara versus Toneri is. So let's move on to.
Wait, I don't even think you could upload that to Pornhub. Like that would be classed as rape.
Madara versus Momoshiki is like the one that I could actually see going down. Like, because like you could like just say like Toneri probably just wouldn't show up because he would realize that the Earth is a lost cause and it's fucked. But Momoshiki would be like, oh, there's a new god tree on Earth, you know, like forming a new fruit because of this Madara dude. Let's go fight him, take the fruit, go back home. And then Momoshiki would be surprised to realize that in the amount of time it's taken him to get there, Madara has gone Super Saiyan 3 because of all of the chakra that he's gathered from people. And now he has Naruto, Sasuke, and Toneri as paths of pain.
And Obito.
Oh yeah, and Obito with his, you know, 6 paths enhanced perfect Susanoo.
So he can like, and with the buff that Toneri would get from all of Madara's powers, he could probably cut the planet in half. To be honest, like, and that's something. That's like, that's not even a contest at all. Momoshiki.
Well, no,
like,
let's be fair about it. Momoshiki's really strong.
Well, yeah,
Naruto
he
and
is.
Sasuke as adults him and like kind of try, dude. They were like, you know, they were kind of pushing it. Except Sasuke didn't use like a Madarasu. Like he did pull out the Susanoo. Naruto did pull out the Kyuubi mode in that fight, but it was primarily.
Well, I think the reason why Sasuke didn't use this Madarasu because Momoshiki would be able to absorb it until they came up with that plan. Also, why is he see-through? I just realized this as I paused this. Was this an error on their part? Why is Shojiro? Why is he see-through? Whatever. I think the reason why, you know, until he just comes up with that plan to get rid of the Rinnegan, so he wouldn't be able to absorb the Rasengan that Naruto gave Boruto. So I think that's one of the reasons why he didn't use. Probably the main reason why he didn't use a Madarasu, because he knew that he would just be able to absorb it, and then he could just fire it back at them, would fire back an even more powerful version of it, since that's what his Rinnegan ability is. So, but yeah, this is interesting. Also, he pointed out that Naruto and Sasuke fighting him at when they had to try. Well, yeah, they had to, because one thing you got to remember is that they weren't even operating at full power. Naruto and Sasuke weren't at full power when they were fighting Momoshiki, and they were fighting fused Momoshiki, and they fondled him like it wasn't even funny. So if Naruto and Sasuke get stronger, I don't know, as they already did in the, I guess you could say, the main timeline, if they also at the same time get stronger, just like in this timeline where Madara wins, then if Madara has that kind of power, then yeah, Momoshiki and Kinshiki wouldn't be able to do anything. Because again, I know there's a lot of people out there who think that, oh well, Otsutsuki, they're uber powerful, they're unstoppable, no one can do anything against them. But that's not the case. Like the Otsutsuki are powerful, but at the same time, you got to remember they've kind of been proven to not be as powerful as a lot of people make them out to be. Or they're not as untouchable as they probably used to be. Other than Ishiki. Ishiki, I would say, is insane when it comes to power. But when it comes to whether or not they can be contested against, I think that I think it's been proven that they can if you're powerful enough. Like again, Naruto and Sasuke are able to fight against them. Even the 5 Kage put up a good fight against Kinshiki, who is a member of the Otsutsuki clan, who is confirmed to be stronger than Kaguya. So, yeah, the Otsutsuki aren't as untouchable as a lot of people try to make them out to be. Again, other than Ishiki. Ishiki is pretty damn insane.
Just to take out.
Although, even I think that's probably not going to last long, because if Boruto follows, you know, the typical shonen tropes, then eventually you're going to get to a level of power where even someone like Ishiki isn't really all that much. You know what I mean? Again, it depends on where Kishimoto goes with the story at this point. But if he does follow the typical shonen tropes, then it's going to get to a point where Ishiki's power level is honestly nothing. Because look at what happened with Dragon Ball. You know, we got to a point where we fought against Frieza, and this guy was deemed to be the most powerful in the whole galaxy. And then we get to the Artificial Humans arc, where you've got 17 and 18 who completely shit on Frieza. And then you've got Cell, who completely shits on them. And then you go to the Buu arc, who just shits on all of them. Majin Buu shits on all of them. And then you get to Resurrection F, or Battle of Gods. And then we had the Future Trunks arc with Zamasu, and then later on with Jiren. And it's just this is normal for Shonen, where they keep doing this power cliffing, where they keep upping the intensity of the antagonist and what they can do. Now, again, I don't know if that's the route that Kishimoto is going to go with Boruto, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did.
That lava golem that Momoshiki summoned, like, you can tell they were trying to beat Momoshiki, but they weren't trying nearly as hard as they were in their fight against one another.
They went in that position where, like, they were inside Sasuke's Susanos, and they were like, "Oh my god, the world's really gonna end." Madara and or the Kaguya scene, you know how they were like, everybody was shit.
Yeah, like they were like, "We are fucked, dude. What do we do?" Where
they were,
like,
Sasuke and Kakashi,
they were
like,
just like,
this
"Oh,
is bad."
yeah," but like here they were just like, "Oh, all right, yeah, no, there's nobody who can take the two of us out together."
So just wanna comment on this real quick, and I want to ask you guys this question: what do you think of this design? Because personally, after a while, I'm not really a big fan of this look. Like, I prefer the look that we got in the Boruto manga. I much prefer that look, and then we saw it in the Boruto anime. But this design, I don't know, just not really a big fan of it. Let's go back a second here.
And they were just like, "Oh, yeah," but like here they were just like, "Oh, all right, yeah, no, there's nobody who can take the two of us out together." And like, okay, you got the argument like, well, Momoshiki can absorb ninjutsu and then shoot it back at his enemy with twice the power, but like,
Madara would work that out battles fast.
Yeah, Madara would figure that out.
But like, there's a reason too. I mean, as soon as Sasuke showed off his abilities, it took like three battles with him.
Yeah, he was just like, "Oh, okay, I get how your Rinnegan works now. You do."
He's like a math wizard. He's like, "Oh, I understand the physics."
So, something as fucking simple as you shoot it and he holds his hand up and then he shoots it back at you, like that would take like one or two looks and Madara would be like, he can do that. The thing about Madara is I guarantee he wouldn't go all out at the beginning because
yeah, dude, Sasuke figured it out after seeing it like a couple of times. Madara would definitely be able to do the same thing.
As A, he wants to fuck around with this guy, and B,
because he'd be bored.
that's a poor strategy decision. That's a poor tactical move.
What was the year gap between Toneri and Momoshiki?
It was a while because Boruto wasn't even born.
Well, there you go. That's like a good solid decade plus, and he's just like, I'm so fucking bored right now. Like, you better laugh.
Yeah, but what I was saying is he wouldn't go all out because again, that's not only is that out of character for Madara, but that's a poor tactical decision. Even if Madara was fighting all out, he would hit Momoshiki with like baseline attacks to start out, and Momoshiki, being the cocky fuck that he is, would be like, "This is the best you got. Have it back at 2 times power." And then Madara would be like, "Oh well, yes, I better not fire any like super strong jutsu at his time." Yeah. I guess I can just cuck him with my Limbo and my Susanoo, and I can pull him close with Bancho Tenin, so there's nothing he can fucking do. And Naruto and Sasuke are like, I just imagine Momoshiki rolling up and Madara just sitting in a fucking swivel chair, and like he just spins around and he's like, "I've been waiting for you," twirling his mustache, and then fucking Toneri, Naruto, Sasuke, and Obito land. Like,
for sure. We need to make it clear though, like, he would have beaten Naruto and Sasuke had Kishimoto not.
I don't want people to stop watching.
No, but I just want to make it clear. Like, I mean, they've already listened this far through. I just want to say thanks for sticking around. But yeah, like, it's as plain as day, man. Madara is hands down like unstoppable in comparison to every other villain. Had he won, that's it. It would have been game over for everything in existence.
Dick is so big, dude. Like, that's just all I can say about it. He will fuck your girlfriend.
The only thing I can see being
there is nothing you can do about it. But anyways, thank you guys as always for watching the video all the way to the end. Make sure to go check out Phantomos, link in the description. Get yourself a sharding on fidget spinner. Beat cancer like the rest of us. Make sure to go subscribe to Clyde if you haven't already.
Smash that subscribe button.
And if you're new here, subscribe to me. Please, it'll make me happy. Until my next video. Yeah, I'm about to hit 200K. Pretty nice. But anyways, till my next video. Talk to you later. Swagkage out. Bye.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, there it is, guys. So again, it's very, very interesting And I do agree with them in a lot of their points where if Madara had won, he would be pretty goddamn unstoppable. Now, again, we can have the debate of how he would do against Momoshiki and Kinshiki. I personally think that if Madara were to basically do what Naruto and Sasuke did, where he would get stronger as time would pass, the more he starts to master his abilities, especially when it comes to, because he does have the Rinnegan at this point. We're assuming that Kaguya doesn't end up taking over. And yeah, like I said, with Zetsu, and he doesn't, do that stupid thing where he somehow manages to have him in the back and somehow he didn't sense it, but it's whatever. Anyway, guys, I want to throw the question to you guys because I kind of want to wrap this video up real quick because we're at the 34-minute or 35-minute mark, which, Jesus. So I want to throw the question to you guys. What do you think would happen if Madara won? Do you agree with a lot of what they said here, or do you disagree with some of it? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. Remember to leave a like, share this video, and please consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if you're new, guys. We have passed the 800 subscriber mark as of the time you're watching this, as of the time I'm recording this video. My goal is to hit 1,000 before the end of the year, so if you could please hit that subscribe button and help me get to 1,000 before the end of the year, I would very much appreciate it. With that being said, guys, thank you so much again. I really thank you for staying this long if you've watched until the end of the video, and I hope to catch you for the next one. Bye for now.